As bad as this is going to sound, I have completely given up on all of my goals. And the truth is, I feel like things are getting better because of it. Now, when we came out here almost 5 years ago, we had set some goals for our first year. And at that time, I didn't think that they were unrealistic. But this is a combination of mistakes that we made and some that were completely out of our control. So our first year, we had anticipated that we were going to be able to come out here and kind of recondition the structure that was here originally, and we could start breaking ground for our build. But when we got out here, the situation that we had seen the first time wasn't the situation that we were left with. If you remember, we left some people stay here for some couple of months after we purchased the property. And what was it like?
It was unbelievably trashed and in a lot worse condition than we originally had thought.
Exactly. So we had agreed on a few things, and we had agreed to let somebody stay here for a couple of extra months because we weren't quite ready to move from the big city out here to our new spot. In that meantime, the place got worse, way worse. Now, whether it was like some crazy picture we had in our head when we first seen the place and we were like, we could probably fix that up. Maybe that was part of it, but the property actually became much worse when we came back a couple of months later. There was more damage, lots of damage. There was trash everywhere. And at that point, we made a decision that there was probably no way we were going to be able to refinish the structure that was here and make any sense about it at all. So we had to come up with a new plan. So our very first year, the goal failed. And it wasn't necessarily because we didn't know what we were getting into. It was because we didn't foresee what was in front of us that we were not expecting. And it really did it put a pretty big damper on the situation. However, we were able to do some other stuff that turned out to be pretty great. Yeah, we set up a camp down the hill. Yeah, how did that go?
It was pretty awesome. We got our campsite set up down there, electricity set up down there, all the things that we needed to kind of stabilize ourselves when we first originally got here. And it seemed to be working out decent in the beginning.
Yeah, well, we were able to learn how to use our tractor a little bit, which we had to do up here. So it gave us a chance to do some dirt work. And you're right, we did some electrical. So as bad as it felt to not be able to accomplish our first year's goal, it was also a blessing in disguise that we didn't quite see then, right? It wasn't making sense then. We just knew that, we had plans and now our plans are foiled. Well, not necessarily, but it felt like it. And then our second year, we were like, hey, we need to get this dirt work done, because it took us over a year to set up camp down there and then clean this old place out and then clean that landfill out that was out back, which we could not do any building at all until we got that cockroach-infested landfill out of here, which took us months. And it was a lot more work than we ever even imagined. So the first year was rough. Our second year, we really had plans to be able to build on this thing. We were going to build our house and dry this baby in. Well, that was where our own underestimating the amount of work that is going to be required to accomplish this kind of work, that's our bad, right? Because we didn't really understand how hard it was going to be to build block walls, right? And to build on top of that, we had to learn a bunch of new construction that we didn't really know. And it was just 3 of us at that time. And it was very, very difficult. And it took a lot longer than we had ever expected, for real. We were able to get the block walls up and get the subfloor up on top within the second year. But it was the second year that I found myself failing at accomplishing what I thought was going to be a simple goal. And it started weighing on me more. I'm like, gosh, I got to get this thing dried in. So we spent the third year, we were like, hey, man, we're going to have to buckle down. We're going to get this sucker dried in and get a roof on it. And this is our goal. And sure enough, we ran into complications. There's a lot of things that happened. So one of the things that had happened that we never ever anticipated was a horrific accident. One of us had fallen 10 feet to a concrete floor. And that was a lot to overcome, right? It was something that stopped the production of our house build, right? Because we had to stop. We honestly probably didn't stop nowhere near long enough for you to heal. But we were at least able to get the place dried in, essentially dried in. We got the walls up and the trusses up and the sheathing up. And because we decided to spend a little bit extra money on our sheathing, we bought the zip system, which offered us dried in conditions for a time, right? But it was our third year. And once again, we didn't meet our goals. And every year that I failed to meet my goals, I felt that weight. So every time I started doing something, I started out with the weight of what I haven't gotten done yet. And to set another goal, which I did, to set another goal and try to finish what we had done before, it like robbed everything. I wasn't looking forward to the work that we were doing anymore. The beautiful dream that we had of what this was going to be had disappeared. It had become much more difficult to even want to engage with any of this stuff. After 3 years of that, it was just like, man, how much more can we take, right? You're hurt. We're not getting nothing done. And it's reflecting, right? Because we had made a lot of decisions by that point to like be YouTubers and stuff like that. And it affected everything. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this content, make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Let us know right now, where are you at? We like to know where our people are at. And if you are overloaded with an emotion that's like, I just can't never achieve my goals, I want you to holler down below if you're just like us. And if you're being weighed down by those things, what are you doing to alleviate it? Let us know. All right, let's get back after it. We also had a lot of other stuff going on in our life around that time that affected our ability to be able to stay on top of things, right? Some of the stuff from like our engagements with situations with other people that really affected us, and of course the accident, and then the failure for another year to even complete the goals that I set for that year, or even to satisfy the ones from the previous year. At this point in time, I'm like, I don't even want to do it no more, right? So last year, I had set 2 goals for us. And that's it. One was our roof, and one was a septic. And this is the part where it's not entirely our fault. As a matter of fact, we're blessed to have a roof because somebody helped us with that. But it's the only reason that we have that roof up there right now, at least that one, is because that we had a little bit of help with it. So we were able to achieve that goal. So last year we found ourselves in financial hardships where this dream has now taken so long and things are so expensive and we move so slow that there's no way we were going to get our goals done.
Every year we've set our goals, and then we've also encountered a lot of things along the way that just kind of end up putting a damper in situations.
Like a rooster.
One of the things that we've struggled with hugely here on our property is our well, and that thing has been one of our most expensive repairs. But as time goes by, things continue to break, which takes away from the things that we plan on doing, time-wise, money-wise, and then after weather starts coming in, plans shift. We have to regroup because that's another huge event for us.
Yeah, so last year we were able to get our roof on, and that was a blessing. But we never did get to our septic, and it's mostly financial. And you're right, a lot of things happen. You don't expect them to happen. The well breaking, things around here changing, that's the cost of life. If we would have been able to satisfy our goals the way we had planned them, we might have been able to afford the package by the time we got here. Who knows? There was a lot of inexperience with that stuff. But the fact was, last year was like a breaking point for me. We got to a point to where everything that we were engaged with seemed like it was failing. And we just didn't even like what we were doing because I'm trying my hardest to achieve my goals. Now I'm 4 years into this sucker. Almost, yeah, like 4 years into this sucker. And I still don't have a house. Right? This house is supposed to be the first year. And here we are working up on 5 years. This July will be 5 years. And we still don't have a house. And the septic, it was a big hit. But it was so much money that we just could not afford it. There's no way. We have to figure things out, move things, whatever, try to figure it out. But the fact is, everything had stopped. So when I entered this year, I was like, to heck with it. I'm not setting any more goals because every single year I miss my goals. I hate what I'm doing. I'm getting sick and tired of it. Things are more expensive than we ever anticipated, which is not our fault. So one aspect, it seems like our dream is being robbed from us right in front of our eyes. And then our miscalculations is the other aspect of it. We can't miss that either. There's so much going on. We're now only focused on what we haven't got done. We haven't got nothing done. And just to even survive through a day seemed like it was starting to become difficult, right? Just to want to go do chores, the usual breakdowns, the well, things like that start to become so insanely heavy. And part of it is because we didn't understand, and the other part of it we had zero control over. Somebody else makes those choices, which affects our goals, and that's just what it is. So this year, no goals. We've set zero goals. The only thing we want to do this year is try to enjoy what it is that we're going to be able to get to. And last night was the first time in quite a while that we did something that we enjoyed. And we still did our little bicker back and forth, the banter, the whatever it is. But in the end, she wasn't angry at me and I wasn't angry at her. And we felt so good about it, we pushed ourselves to a limit. And I didn't miss a goal. I didn't even set one. And it freed up my mind and my emotions so much that just giving up felt glorious. It felt like we're doing it, baby. We're enjoying it is the biggest thing. We used to build stuff all the time and we freaking loved it. But there was nothing ever attached to it, expectations that was attached to it.
When we came out here and started our YouTube channel and started building on the YouTube channel, there became a lot of pressure to perform projects and find new things to tackle. And with the distance between here and town and just all the things that it takes to run a property like this, we also have farm animals that we have to tend to. It becomes a lot of things in place moving around that you have to negotiate or navigate, and it just became a pressure that kind of started weighing on us after a while. And so it started taking away the joy of the projects.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like everyday stuff. That's outside of our goals. So now at this point in time, we're not liking what we're doing at all the time, it seems like. And it really started, it was like weighing on me. Why? I love to build. Now I've got a lot of financial hurdles to get over, and I've got a lot of physical stuff that I'm going through nowadays. After 50, baby, things start to break down a little bit. We can talk about that one day. But right now, what I'm focusing on is it's starting to become too much. And the only thing that I can figure that I can eliminate, which has become so huge to me, I go to bed thinking about it and I wake up thinking about it. All the things that I haven't got done. And that thought alone, going to bed and waking up with that thought, it like tarnishes everything else we do. So it clicked. No more. I quit, baby. I freaking quit. No more goals. Why do I need a goal? Just so that I can fail to meet it. Right? Who said that we have to have goals anyways? I've always learned that. Goal oriented. Got to have goals. Got to set goals so you can know whether you're moving forwards and all that. Well, to heck with that, man. That's for the youngins these days. We just trying to enjoy what we're doing. And those stupid goals just keep getting in our way. The moment we quit, guys, we started seeing the opportunities, ones that we didn't see. We started building. We built a few walls for a bathroom. And today, we found a sink top. Because we poor, we bought a used one. It's $50, we got it for $20. It's got a little damage here and there. We're going to fix it up just fine. And it's going to look beautiful in our home, which at one point in time was going to be a brand new home. But the truth is, by the time I get this thing done, a lot of this house will be old. You feel me? So it's not ever going to be brand new, move-in ready, ever. It's going to be us growing old in the home that we're trying to finish. And I'm okay with that because yesterday we got a lot done. And if we can move fast enough, we would share all that build stuff with you guys, but we can't. We just can't share that part with you. But we want you to know that by giving up, I know it sounds terrible, by giving up those unrealistic goals we kept setting for ourselves, it opened us up to other things.
I think that life makes you feel like you have to perform, and the expectations that are laid on you, like I put expectations on him, he puts expectations on me, and in the end we just find that we're not meeting that, and then things don't go as smoothly. So when you kind of shed those things away and be like, you know what, I can't expect you to do this and that, especially when a bunch of things come up. I mean, there's just no way around that. You really have to just go with the flow around here, and that's what we're just kind of resigning to now. It's we have to go with the flow because the seasons change, and those throw big blows at us.
And no matter what, we got all these other things that are going on no matter what. And we may as well not hate those things. We may as well love them because that's what we came out here to do. And if the only thing we got to stop doing is being focused on what I didn't get done, what we haven't gotten done, or why are we not there yet? That's those unrealistic goals. We can now just live life, which is what most people do. They usually wait till like January 1st, right? And you're like, oh, New Year's resolution, I'm going to set a goal to lose like 10 pounds. Whatever, man. I gained that 10 pounds, baby. And I'm going to try to lose it because it sucks. But the fact is, I'm done with the goals like that. I'm done with them. We usually like set ones that are unrealistic. If we just focus on...
The goal is just to enjoy what we're doing. That's the goal right now.
The goal is 0 goals. No goals. There's no finish line. There's no start. There's no stop. We get up. We do our day and we end it. And we will enjoy it more. We got a sink top, a 4-footer, a nice one. Little damage, but whatever. I didn't even want to look at that stuff weeks ago.
You guys, I was on Marketplace this morning and I found a sink. It said $50. I looked at it and I was like, I don't think so. And Marcel was like, it looks like a nice sink. Asked for, offered 20 and I said, all right. And we went with it. And when we went to check it out, holy moly, it is way worth the $20 that we spent. So
we were going to have to build one, or we bought one for $20. Mm-hmm. And we can still build one.
Yeah, we still got to build a base for it.
We got to build a base for it, and we can still build a nicer top. We got sinks. We just don't have the time. For $20, I can have already pre-made, and it's not going to cost me $350 is what a 4-foot, whatever that is, porcelain countertop. It's just one solid mold, right? It would cost $350, $400 for a 4-footer. They're outrageous. We got it for $20. We have found that if you can let those goals go, the unrealistic ones, all of a sudden a used countertop doesn't feel so bad. I don't feel as bad about it. I actually feel victorious. I feel like we can start the next thing without being drugged down by the impossible things that we expect. And that's just where we're at with it.
Heck yeah.
So if you're struggling with setting goals and then not making the deadline on them, man, don't give up on life. Just give up on those unrealistic goals, man. And right now, as crazy as things are, we may as well just enjoy day by day. And if you are a goal-oriented person, then I'm probably not going to change your mind. But if you're somebody like us where you've entered into an adventure that you really don't have a clear map for, you have to be willing to give up things somewhere. Now, maybe we could call it something else. Our goal ultimately still is to like be happy and to build a house. But it's those small things that weigh too much and take away from everything else. And when I let them build up time after time, it takes everything. Give it up. I'm better off for it. At least I am today. Haven't given up on life, just gave up on those goals.
Heck yeah.
All right then.
Well, you guys, it's been an exciting day for us. We spent some time working on the house last night together, it was enjoyable.
Enjoyable.
We spent some time working together last night, and it was fun.
It was fun. I got to do my usual gripes. You know what I mean? I like to be like, we just did that. We just did that. No, do it like this. I just told you. That's my thing. And it's her thing to laugh at me like it doesn't register. And it's okay. Because that's her thing. And I know it registers. I think she just likes to try to save my life with the cholesterol cleansing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get that pumper going. And then we have fun. And then we stood it up. And we found enough energy because we enjoyed it enough.
Stood what up?
A wall. And then we built another one and stood that one up. And bam-a-llama, baby.
All right, you guys. And then we found our countertop, which is a great addition to that. We'll have to build something for that.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to wrap this one up. We just wanted to share with you that we're kind of letting go of some of the things that are just kind of bogging us down, trying to regroup and move
Life
forward.
is too short.
It is.
To be weighed down with unrealistic goals. And that's where we're at with this. So if you're enjoying this content, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell. They're going to let you know, hey, these guys got something up. Share this video. It's amazing when you guys do that. We know when you do because it helps us. And we see it in our analytics. And subscribe right now if you're not already. I'd be surprised anybody this far along is not subscribed. But if you are not subscribed right now is the time. And if you know somebody that's watching us that's not subscribed, put them in the comments. Say, what up? Subscribe. That's all I'm saying. Yeah? Thanks for hanging out with us.
We love and appreciate you.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Bye.
Kitchen table dreams scribbled in the sink. skills piled high, but the faith ran deeper. She was the dreamer, he the believer.